Hello everyone, Mason here. How are you doing? Today it's time for the Spring Has Sprung book tag. This was originally created by the naughty Librarian, and I was tagged by my lovely friend Johanna. It's taken me a little while to get to this, so here I am doing a spring tag in June. What am I like? Spring or not, I'm still grateful to have had a chance to do this video because I love doing tags, they're so much fun. I'll leave links to the naughty Librarian and Johanna's videos in the description. Now, let's begin. 1. Flowers. All the flowers we remember are blooming again. Choose a book that's a fresh take on a retelling. I find the concept of retellings fascinating, to be honest. The idea of someone taking a story that they love and putting a fresh spin on it seems to be super creative. Despite that, the only one I've read is Wicked by Gregory Maguire, but I would like to get to more in the future. There's another Wizard of Oz retelling that I heard of from Anne with a Book, which is Dorothy Must Die, where Dorothy has made her way back to the land of Oz and enslaved it. There's also Nottingham by Nathan McCurrick, which is a Robin Hood retelling, and honestly, I'm down with anything Robin Hood related. I've always found Greek mythology interesting, and I know that there's no shortage of retellings out there. In particular, I've heard a lot about the Song of Achilles, which I definitely think I'd like to check out at some point. Personally, I've always thought that Medusa seems like a badass character, and I don't think that she gets enough love. I had a search around and I couldn't find that many retellings. I'm sure they're out there, I just couldn't find them. There was this one though. There is a woman. Artist, philanthropist, recluse. In her quiet manor house, she creates the world's most valuable and detailed sculptures. Sculptures that are eerily lifelike. Madame Medusa may have the whole world fooled, but Detective Inspector Percy Miller is not convinced. When he finds links between Medusa and several missing persons cases, he undertakes an investigation that not only endangers his life, but challenges his beliefs. What is possible and what is not? What dangers lie behind closed doors and designer sunglasses? What is the secret of Medusa's sculptures? Is she simply an unprecedented artist, or something else entirely? This stunningly dark debut novel by Eddie Wilson is the first in the D.I. Percy Miller series, and will have you glued to your seat so firmly you'll think that you've turned to stone. Sorry, I'm just kidding, that doesn't exist. 2. Cadbury's Mini Eggs. Obviously the superior springtime candy of choice. Hold on a second, I am not having this. Everyone knows that Cadbury's cream eggs are the superior chocolate. Only an absolute Philistine could think otherwise. Choose a book you consider to be a sweet treat. You knew I was going to mention Beth O'Leary at some point. I can't help it, I love her writing, so shoot me. The flat share is sweet on various levels. Not just the relationship between Tiffy and Leon, but the fact that Tiffy actually bakes extremely tasty sounding treats. In terms of a new release I'd like to read, there's Take Me Home Tonight by Morgan Matson. My brain just does not want to say that name. Anyway, Take Me Home Tonight is the story of Kat and Stevie, best friends who sneak away for a night of adventure in New York City. Not gonna lie, it definitely sounds like it would qualify as a sweet treat for me. 3. Allergies. Allergies make your eyes water. Choose a book that made you cry. As I've mentioned, I've shed more tears than I can count over The Lord of the Rings, but you know that by now. Since I started reading again, I've yet to discover a book that's made me cry, but if I read it, I'm sure that Merle's Door, Lessons from a Free Thinking Dog, would do the trick. It's a non-fiction book, by Ted Keresote, who, on a camping trip, found a dog living in the wild. They became close and Ted named the dog Merle. He took Merle home to live with him, but knowing that he couldn't keep him cooped up, he installed a doggy door, and the book is an account of their friendship. I'm a dog man, a dog person. I mean that I like dogs, not that I'm some sort of weird dog man hybrid. The point is, Merle's door definitely has the ingredients to make me cry. Not sure if I'm saying Ted Keresote's name right, I've only heard it read out by my talkback, so please don't judge me if I'm mispronouncing his name. 4. Spring cleaning. Choose a book to unhaul. Well, I don't actually have a physical book collection, so unhauling isn't something that I can really do. It would just be me deleting files from my Audible library, which doesn't achieve the same effect. However, Truth and Lies by Caroline Mitchell was a book with so much potential, but it didn't live up to it at all. It let me down big time. I hated it, to be honest, and so if I could, I would happily unhaul that from existence. 5. Spring break. Now is the perfect time for an adventure. Choose a book with a road trip. I don't think it technically counts as a road trip, but the Power of 5 series by Anthony Horowitz takes place all over the globe. There's different characters from various different countries, and there's lots of travelling round, so that would be my pick. Of course, there's also The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary, which I'm sure I'll read soon enough. Now, I want to read it now. 6. Mating season. Now is the time within the animal kingdom to start making some babies. Choose a book with some smutty delights. Even though Johanna seems to think I'm some sort of smut fiend, The Flat Share is the only book I've ever read with naughty scenes in it. I'm not against it, it just hasn't happened yet. Earlier this year I read The Poet, and even though that didn't have any naughtiness in it, I did see that the author, Lisa Renee Jones, was part of a collaborative effort that wrote Naked Love, a collection of stories that the description says are steamy and sexy. But there was no audiobook, so oh well. Not gonna lie, this question slightly embarrassing to answer, especially considering that I recently became aware that my nan listens to these videos. Hi Nanan. 7. Rainbows. I just feel like spring is made of freaking rainbows. Choose a book with some LGBT rep. This is an area in which I'm not well read at all, but desperately want to be, and what better time to try than this month with it being Pride. I've been listening to Connor Stompanato's series on LGBT classics, which I find fascinating, and there's plenty of new releases. I was going through the contemporary section on Goodreads and I was like, yeah, that sounds good, and I ended up adding quite a few to my want to read shelf. There seems to be quite a bit of fake dating, but I'm not going to complain because I actually quite like that trope. Anyway, these are the 3 that I thought sounded really good. Firstly, there's Hani and Issue's Guide to Fake Dating by Adabert J. Gerda, which centres around 2 Bengali girls. Hani is bisexual, but when she comes out to her friends, they invalidate her identity and tell her that she can't be bisexual if she's only dating guys. She panics and tells them that she's currently dating a girl named Issue. She's not. Luckily, Issue wants to become head girl and feels that Hani can teach her how to be popular. They agree to start a fake relationship, but as is the case with these sort of things, it's not as simple as that. Then there's the Meet Cute Diary by Emery Lee, which centres around a transgender boy named Noah who runs a blog. The blog tells love stories for the transgender community, which has become a beacon of hope. The problem is, the stories aren't true, and when a troll exposes this in an effort to save the site, Noah tries to prove that they are true. He finds Drew, who agrees to say that they're in a relationship, but Noah's feelings start to become real. Finally, there's one last stop by Casey McQuiston, which I'm sure a lot of you will have heard of. August doesn't think that she needs love. She recently moved into an apartment in New York City, and one day, whilst on a train journey, she meets Jane, who quickly becomes a part of her life. But Jane doesn't just look old school, she is old school. She's actually displaced in time, and she's from the 70s. Sounds weird, but interesting. To be honest, all three of these sound like they've got the potential to be really good. Fun, easy reads, with some proper cute moments. 8. Spring Awakening. Choose a book with completely dysfunctional characters. Without a doubt, this one is The Dinner Guest by B.P. Walters. There are no likeable characters in that book. They're all snobby, stuck up, selfish, no one tells the truth, and in general they're just horrible, awful people. 9. In Like a Lion, Out Like a Lamb. Choose a series that didn't improve as it progressed. Well, this is a controversial choice, and I realise that I'm probably about to murder my subscriber count. But if I remove the nostalgia from the situation, for me, I definitely think Harry Potter is an example of this. There are improvements as the series goes on, but to start with, I don't think that the Chamber of Secrets is as good as Philosopher's Stone or Prisoner of Azkaban, and the last 2 books definitely don't deliver on the standards set by the previous 5. Deathly Hallows in particular doesn't deliver anywhere near as much as I think it could have. Do I like the end of the series? Yeah. Do I think it had issues? Definitely. I'm sorry, it's just my opinion. 10. Fun in the Sun. Tag some friends. Considering that this is a spring-centric tag and summer has just about arrived, we're getting that awful, horrible, hot weather. I don't know at what point it becomes too late to tag people in this, but I'm going to anyway because it's part of the fun of doing these videos. With that being said, I'd like to tag Eva from EevaReads and Sam from A Greener Side of Sam. Both channels are absolutely fantastic, run by lovely, super creative people. If you're not subscribed to those channels, you absolutely need to be. I'll leave links in the description. My question for today is this: if you had to live in constant, inescapable, scorching heat or freezing cold temperatures, what would you choose? I hope you've had a good time today, guys. If you have, share a Cadbury's cream egg with the like button and then say hi in the comment section so we can have a chat. The link to my Twitter is in the description. Subscribing will make sure that you never miss another one of my videos. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, guys. Until next time, take care. For now, I'm off, and you should have a good one. 6. Mating season. Now is the time within the animal kingdom to make some babies. 6. Mating season. Now is the time within the animal kingdom